name is Cassandra Buchanan. Joining me here today is one of our senior data analysts, Corey Cienza, here at CyberData Pros. We have some really interesting stuff to talk to you guys about today, Corey. Tell the people, what are we talking about?
So today, I actually want to talk to you a little bit about the CPO or CISO services, sort of what they do, how they work in the context of different organizations, who needs them, and options as far as outsourcing as well, so virtual or vCPO, vCISO services, and how that can benefit a lot of companies.
Sounds good. Now, Corey, for people like me who have no idea what you're talking about,
Right.
what is a CPO or CISO?
Right. So a CPO is a Chief Privacy Officer. CISO stands for Chief Information Security Officer. Oftentimes they're talked about in tandem, but in reality they have fairly different positions or jobs to do. A CPO is a little more focused on, think more cybersecurity, so more infrastructure security, IT, things like that. Whereas a CISO is more focused on information and data security and data privacy. Has to do a lot more with international laws, state and local laws, so a lot more regulatory facing. Like I said, a lot of times they're sort of talked about in the same breath, and even in some organizations, they can wind up being the same person, just for budgetary reasons.
Gotcha. So, who exactly, what type of companies need a CPO or a CISO?
That's a good question. So, besides just saying everybody, I think the more PII or personally identifiable information, PHI, personal health information, or really any sensitive data, the more of that your company works with, you handle, more that comes in and out, the more need you're going to have for these positions or people to take care of these concerns. But realistically, it's just not necessarily viable for companies of certain sizes. There are very few, I'm sure, 30 and under numbered companies that have something like a CPO or a CISO or have these multiple divisions. So it's not always necessarily financially viable.
Right, because it gets expensive, I'm
Very,
sure.
yes, it definitely can.
Gotcha. So, you mentioned that you wanted to talk to people about outsourcing some of these services. So, what does it mean, and what does it look like to outsource CISO, and what are the benefits of this type of virtual position?
Yeah, absolutely. So, virtual CPO or virtual CISO is actually something that when I first learned about it as a concept in the industry, I was fascinated. I thought it was a fantastic idea because, as I mentioned, there's a lot of companies who may have a need for these kind of positions where someone can really spearhead, either a cybersecurity effort or data privacy efforts. But a lot of times it's just not viable. You've got to worry about salaries and bonuses and office space, and you're talking about a C-suite position. That's not somewhere you're hiring on LinkedIn for an entry-level position. It's going to be it's a pretty big undertaking and a really, really big commitment. So virtual CPO or virtual CISO, to me, is really, really great for a lot of companies because it sort of breaks that commitment up and takes that cost structure and brings it way down where it's a lot more palatable for most companies. So the idea with virtual CPO or CISO is it's sort of like taking that position and then hybridizing it with something like a contractor or a consultancy, really. So you wind up getting someone with a lot of experience, sometimes decades plus. Like, for example, with us, we have combined decades of experience that you'd be able to leverage with our systems. But essentially it allows you to afford or bring on someone with a lot more experience than you would potentially be able to bring on otherwise. And also you get to bring them on at a fraction of the cost compared to hiring traditionally. And not only a fraction of the cost, but a fraction of the commitment. So a vCPO or a vCISO can be contracted for as little as a year, usually somewhere between 3 and 5. But it can be a really, really great option for people who are trying to, or for companies who are really trying to grow themselves or their image maybe to potential clients or partners, or companies who happen to be in a really big spell of growth and they're trying to expand, but these worries can kind of hinder them or worry them as far as expanding too quickly. So honestly, it's a super flexible and really available, attainable system. And I actually think more companies should consider something like it.
Now, obviously, here at CyberData Pros, we are a consulting
Yes.
company. Is CPO, CISO, is this something we're able to outsource, or how do we do this
Yeah.
service?
So for us, this is actually one of our core or pillar services. So this is one of the things CyberData Pros is found on is this idea really. So this is something we specialize in and take a lot of pride in. So for us, rather than hiring one singular person, a lot of VCPO or VCISO services you're quite legitimately renting a person. Like it's far more contractor wise. With us, you really get a team, so to speak. So we do have staff members and people here with 10, 20 years of this experience, but combined there's far, far more, all with different specializations, all with different interests and different insights. So with us, rather than getting that one person, you're actually getting a team of people who can come together, and it's a lot more productive and again a lot more cost effective.
Mm. Okay. Um, I'm drawing a blank, but it's okay. Power of editing.
Pretty good, yeah, absolutely. We can chop all this up.
I think so.
We can do one more run if you want, and then just chop bits together.
Yeah, for sure. You want to do the outro, or should I?
You're the host.
Yeah,
You do
you're
the outro.
right. Well, thank you so much, Corey, for helping us understand VCPO and outsourcing CISO. We really appreciate it. I've learned something. I hope you guys learned something as well. If you'd like to see how CyberData Pros can help you with VCPO and CISO services, check out the description box below or visit our website at cyberdatapros.com.